What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Steven Ostentoski here of Mesa Brew, bringing you another episode of Freshman Feature for the class of 2021. School, stats, recruitment, everything you need to know about every single incoming freshman for the 2021 football class. Today, we're talking episode 6, Cristian Dixon. You guys voted on the community tab here, the poll within YouTube, poll on Twitter. Check those locations in the future to vote for who you want to see for future episodes. Subscribe while you're there. But you guys voted for the wide receiver, Cristian Dixon, composite 4-star, top 250. Let's dive into this episode here. For his high school, Mater Dei High School in California, one of the top programs in the country, true powerhouse, truly facing some of the best programs throughout the country. They play IMG, they play a bunch of schools in the past that if you watch any high school football on ESPN, you'll likely see Mater Dei show up. Before that, though, he transferred from Pomona Diamond Ranch after his sophomore year. So he kind of has experience at both high schools. Obviously, Mater Dei, the higher profile of the two. Looking at his stats, so junior year, not the highest production, right? 35 receptions, 611 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Sophomore year, 42 receptions, 862 yards, and 9 touchdowns. He was promoted as a freshman late in the season to varsity. Couldn't find any stats there. For his metrics, he's listed at 6'2", 187. It's said that he's closer to 6'3" now, if not a full 6'3". So 6'2", 6'3", but around 190. So good size for that. Could see him bulk up a little bit more, but overall, that's great size for a wide receiver. For his measurables, keep in mind these were from February 2019, 4.63 40, 4.57 shuttle, and 32.3 vertical. So not the best testing numbers. You'd like to see those bumped up just a little bit. But that, again, is 2 years old, so take that with a grain of salt. For his rankings, Rivals and ESPN have him either within the top 150 if you're ESPN, or Rivals just outside the top 200. They have him between anywhere 20 to 30 wide receiver and top 20 in the state of California. 24/7 really dropped him out of their rankings. 3-star, not given a national ranking, and he's outside the top 100 wide receivers in the class. So quite a bit of a drop there for him. Number 63 in the state of California there. Now, his composite still has him as a 4-star within the top 250 because of his Rivals and ESPN ranking. He is number 37 wide receiver on the composite, top 20 at number 20 in the state of California. For his offers, definitely looks more like a 4-star offer list with Cal, LSU, Nebraska, Oregon, A&M, USC, Washington State, and Michigan, obviously, in his final 8. He had other offers of Auburn, Florida State, Miami, Notre Dame, Arizona, Arizona State, Colorado, Kansas, Nevada, Oregon State, and Utah. So that's an offer list that's pretty nationwide, right? That's much better than the 24/7 ranking, but we'll get to that here. Looking at his recruitment, started drawing attention on the camp scene after his freshman year. He was promoted, as I said, to the varsity late in that freshman campaign. He earned a USC offer after his performance at a UCLA camp that summer. He transferred from Pomona Diamond Ranch, that's a tongue twister, to Mater Dei after his sophomore year. And there were a number of wide receivers that he had to split duties with. So it was a relative tough transition if you look at interviews and different things like that. And had a pretty good offer list despite a little bit less production than some were expecting of him through that transition. He had a few unofficials to UCLA in 2019, also an unofficial to Bama in 2019 as well. Michigan was listed as one of his last offers in January of 2020. He released his aforementioned top 8 that following spring in 2020. Cal did get the first crystal ball in May of that year, but eventually later that summer committed to Michigan in June, and he's an early enrollee. Looking at his scouting, so pretty inconsistent reports from one camp to the next, so keep that in mind with all the things I'm going to say here, but excellent catch radius, something that was brought up quite a bit. He has a good frame, very good long arms as well. Good footwork, has improved his route running over his career. That was one of his criticisms early on, that he needed to refine his technique. That has seemingly improved. Physicality to overmatch defensive backs. That's something that shows up a lot, where he's able to get to downfield blocks really well, finish on those. He can track balls well deep and win 50-50 balls. So all those kind of fall into that physicality that he has against defensive backs. He was cited as having decent top end speed. Again, not looking at the 40 time in the 4.6s, not super top end speed, but decent enough. For some improvements, there's some consistency. He was sometimes taking plays off, it was said. People want him to play with more passion. And then, as I said before, refined technique. Seems like he's done that a little bit in the latter years of high school here, but needing to get out of breaks quicker was an area of improvement as well, which I think looking at that shuttle time, maybe it's just a limitation for him, but that's just another area that was cited. For me, he looks like a guy with a ceiling that he had at Mater Dei. So what I mean by that is he's a very good third or fourth option, but you would have expected him to kind of break out if he had more of a high 4-star potential. So nothing in particular really stands out about his game. He just seems a little bit limited. I really liked him on comeback routes or crossing routes. He's able to hang on to tough catches across the middle. He absorbs contact and can decelerate well on those comeback routes. But he didn't necessarily impress me on yards after catch. He seemed pretty limited there. Of course, in California, there's lots of competition at Mater Dei, both on your own team and the competition they'll play day to day. But he just didn't stand out to me. On deep balls and contested catches and 50-50 balls, though, he has a real strength there. So that's why on the outside, with that physicality, the ability to win those, he does have a future at a Power 5 college in Michigan, no exception there. For his film, tonight, 8:30 p.m., doing a live stream, 30 minutes. We'll go through all of his film. Come hang out for that. So for his comp, I'm going to say Ronnie Bell, but tall. Ronnie Bell had an affinity for contested catches, not a burner, right, but an outside wide receiver who can track deep balls really well. He may not have the highest pro potential, Ronnie Bell, because of his skill set, and I kind of see that the same here for Dixon. Both are really good blockers downfield. I do think Bell is a bit smoother than Dixon, right? There are some subtleties that Bell has to his game that I haven't seen from Dixon, both in route running and after the catch. So I'm just not as high as Dixon as Andrel Anthony, the other signee, who Dixon is considerably higher ranked overall than what you see out of Anthony, but I like Anthony's game a little bit more. This could just be higher competition at Mater Dei, right? Both on the team and who they're playing against. Andrel Anthony playing in Michigan isn't going to have the same level of competition. So I could be skewed in that. But with limited film and limited camp exposure that a lot of people have since 2020 onwards, Dixon's a little bit of a question mark here just with the consistency with some other areas of his game thus far. So for his projection, with a lighter wide receiver room, you could see him trying to break through in 2020. I don't see it. We've heard more chatter for Andrel Anthony so far, so it'd be rare, or barring any injuries, I don't think we're going to really see Dixon a whole lot this year. Likely next year, where he'll have a shot to break the 2 deep, get a few touches per game. I think he's got a profile of a contributor down the line. Being the number 3 wide receiver on the outside, I think is definitely where he could fit in and produce pretty well. This may be harsh, but it's what I see as of now. I just don't see him popping off the film. I don't see a high level of athleticism. It's kind of more just prove me wrong, and I just need to see more in order for me to improve that ceiling for what I have for him at this point. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think I'm crazy? Where do you think he'll be used in 2021 and beyond? Check out the community tab to vote for who you want to see next week, as well as Twitter. And then, as always, a live stream tonight, 30 minutes to go through his film and answer any questions that you guys have. So beyond that, thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video today. Stay safe out there. And as always, go blue.